Hello guys, welcome back. Now in today's video I wanted to talk to you about the gacha and try to explain as much as I can, as well as I can, how this actually works. At least with the current information that we have on beta 2, information on beta 1, because there is something to talk about from beta 1 that could be important about the gacha and how everything works, and some caveats because obviously it's going to be beta information. Why did I say that we have beta information and this is like an old build? Because they are saying in the details, they're actually saying something weird over here, which is a reoccurring like 3 operators like switching around on the banners. This is apparently not reliable, so forget about this unless it's again in the 1.0 version. This is probably discarded and is not used anymore. We don't have any information whether or not this is, first of all, in play right now in the beta, and whether or not this is going to be implemented again in 1.0. This is part of an old system that apparently is not working, and or at least it looks like it's not working. I did lose to Surtur. I did lose in the Surtur banner to Lifang, so you can't just lose to the other 2 operators. So what is the point in doing this? Maybe it's just like some sort of roadmap. You know, this has nothing to do with the gacha. Just to tell you, maybe the next 3 characters are set in stone, and you can just wait for them. So you don't have to be question marking until the next patch reveal, right? So maybe that's the only usage that we can have about this. Moving on to the actual gacha. Now you have this Oro barrel here, which is the main currency to pull on gachas, and you can get it from doing the daily missions, opening chests in the world, doing content for the first time, first clear, doing reoccurring content. They can give you gems like the edge space salvage, which is some extra like a sort of end game-ish. Not really, but like it's like another mini game, a side game that you can do. It's like an extraction gameplay, and then you can do basically like all of the content daily gives you that. Also events rewards you with those, and you pool with them. You need 500 for 1 pool, 5,000 for 10 pools, and after 60 pools you also get a headhunting dossier, which is basically after 60 headhunting, which is 60 pools, attempts to acquire bonus headhunting dossier. Only 1 is available per banner. So if I do 26 more headhunting attempt, I can basically acquire this, and this will count as a 10 pool. As you can see here, headhunting dossier is automatically acquired after pooling 60 times. Once the next charted headhunting banner begins, so let's say Gilberta comes in after Yvonne, this headhunting dossier will be automatically converted into a special 10x permit for that banner. However, during the Gilberto banner, this free 10 pool will expire, so you need to use it into that banner. So I guess throw a 10 pool and see what happens kind of thing, even if you don't like the character, because it is a free 10 pool. So if you pool at least 60 times, you get a free 10 pool rebate on the next banner that only works, it only lives and survives during that next banner and then leaves at the end of it. So this could be like an incentive or like something else to get back when you are pulling on a banner in case you want the next character as well. This is going to help you by giving you 1 extra pulls. Now, when it comes to the actual gacha, we are looking at 0.8, which is a little bit higher than the usual gachas that we know, but it's still like, you know, not even that high, so don't expect to get earlies. We're getting a 0.8% with the possibility of failing the 50-50. I know, cringe. And you can fail to basically every other character that is in standard. We don't know if they're going to do the thing where the character gets added back into standard after a while. I don't think they are. I think they're just gonna do the rerun. So keep that in mind. That's probably most likely not a system that is gonna be in the game. But the good thing here, a little bit of a good thing, you're gonna have a almost guaranteed, it's an 8% chance for a 5-star every 10 pool, and you also have a 91% chance of getting a 4-star. Now the good thing is that every drop from these pools is a character. You can drop 5-star characters, you can drop 4-star characters, so you're going to get basically all characters. No matter what, you're gonna get a character. So it's not gonna be diluted with weapons and stuff like that. You can't lose to a weapon, just only characters only, which is a positive thing. Moving on to the actual system, you have 80 pulls to guaranteed a 6-star. Yes, you can get a early 6-star if you nail the 0.8%. However, the problem that arises here is basically this. When you fail the 50-50, you can fail the 50-50 and lose Yvonne, in this case, to somebody else with equal chances, but you can still fail multiple times over and over and over if you're unlucky enough until 120 PT. That's when it's actually guaranteed to be the rate up banner character. So you can get a 6-star at 50 PT, get lucky, but lose the 50-50 to somebody else, to Li Fang, let's say, and then get to 80, get another 6-star, fail again to last right, you're trying to get Yvonne, then fail again at like 100 PT to Surtur. I don't know, she's not in standard, but to like somebody else, Pogrinich, the fucking guy there, the military guy. Fail again over and over until 120. That's when you are getting Yvonne. That's when you're getting the guaranteed. So at the worst case scenario, you can fail multiple times and get finally the guaranteed at 120, which is, I understand like a lot of people are gonna hate this. I also don't really like it either. The 50-50 shouldn't be a thing, period. And if you fail the 50-50, the guaranteed is not going to carry over to Gilberta banner. Let's say after Yvonne, that's Gilberta. It's not going to carry over. The only thing that carries over is if you don't get a 6-star, if you have like, I don't know, I pulled 60 times, didn't get anyone yet. If you stop there, the PT carries over. But if you get anything and it's not the rate up character, the PT resets and now the guaranteed doesn't carry over. So be careful, don't pull randomly. If you want to pull and you really want to get the character, be sure that you have 120 pulls, because otherwise you're going to lose it, okay? So that's the thing. Now, this is also important to notice that pulling characters, 6-star, 5-star, and 4-stars is going to give you arsenal tickets. This is the amount depending on the character rarity that you get. And basically you're going to be showered with these if you pull. If you don't pull, you're not going to get them. So that's a little bit of another question mark moment there. Obviously, you're going to get quota and stuff like that. When you get copies, you're going to get another special tokens that you can redeem for different things. And where is this? It's everything into the Arsenal exchange bottom left. And this is where also the weapon is. Because everybody's going to be like, okay, well, what's the weapon? I got my character. What's the weapon? I want to get Yvonne guns. Okay, this is where it is. You go to the banner. Obviously, this is the rate up weapon. Otherwise, if you need more different weapons, you can go down here, and these are the 5-star, the 6-stars character signature weapon from standard. So this is from last right. For last right, this is for Ardelia. This is for the Pog guy. This is for Li Fang, and this one is for the badass woman. I forgot, Ember. Now, for the weapon banner, the way it works is that as a currency, they are using the Arsenal ticket. The Arsenal ticket comes from questionable places on top of headhunting. Why do I say this? Headhunting is just pulling the characters. But if you don't pull the characters, there's not many ways for you to get headhunting related Arsenal tickets. How do you get these? We don't know yet. There's not many ways of income for the Arsenal ticket, at least in beta 2. The only way would be from the protocol pass, buying it with money, or pulling the character. But if you don't do the pulling, then you don't have the Arsenal ticket. Now, it's worth mentioning that in the beta 1, we had a sort of content roguelike endgame thing. It wasn't really endgame, but it unlocked later on, so that's what I'm saying, endgame. It's not necessarily hard, but basically it was a roguelike weekly thing that with weekly rewards that you were supposed to do once or twice a week, like max the reward. And in the reward there were like a lot of Arsenal tickets. It was like maybe like 1 or 2 temples, which was really good because during the whole patch, let's say in a month, you would get like enough to almost get, or if, well, probably enough to guarantee the weapon, like one rate up weapon. So it was basically like self-sustaining. You can pull the character if you want, or you can just get one weapon by doing that content. I don't know if that type of income is going to come back in 1.0, but it's important to know that there was something in the past It is not present in the beta 2. It was in the beta 1. So we'll see what happens in 1.0, I guess. So keep that in mind. That could be something good to look forward to. But how does the banner work? The banner, the way it works is that the rate up character weapon is going to be on this banner over here. And the other characters, the standard characters weapon, are going to be on their own banner over here. So you select which one you want to go for and you go for it. Now, you need to do 8 attempts to guarantee the weapon, like actually 100% guaranteed the signature weapon shown. And 8 attempts means 8 temples, so 80 pulls. I don't know why they say it like this, but 8 issues. And 1 issue is temple, and it's 1980 every time you do a temple. So this also applies for the signature weapon. And now the good thing is that if we go to details, the rate up of the weapon is actually pretty decently high. It's like 4%. But there is a drawback. When you get a 6-star weapon, there is a 25% chance to beat the rate up and 75 chance for you to fail to another weapon. Now, you can technically use other weapons, so you could just use another pistol if you really can't be bothered to get the weapon. And there's also a lot of chances when you are actually pulling and you are getting a lot of 6 stars. It happened to me in beta 1. I got like 6 weapons within those 80 pulls because I kept getting multiple weapons and fail and win and fail and fail and fail and fail and win and fail. You know, I got a lot of, you can get a lot of weapons here, and most weapons, if you nail the same main element, it doesn't really matter if it's the signature weapon. You can still like be comfortable in using that weapon as a replacement. Obviously, the signature weapon is going to have like perfect stats and like a special bonus that is just perfect for their kit. But you know, it's not like all lost if you don't have the signature weapon, at least for now, right? Obviously, you can only fail 2 weapons here again. This is the weapon version of the good thing that happened in the character banner. Now, as I told you before, you need to do 8 pulls, 10 pulls to guarantee the weapon. But it says here, if you don't get it in 7 consecutive issues, then the 8th one is guaranteed the rate up weapon. Now, something good to know is that it is guaranteed a 6-star weapons after 30 pulls, every 30 pulls. So you're doing 30 pulls, something is gonna happen. Now, can you win? No, yes, but you're gonna get something. You're gonna get a 6-star weapon every 3. So you can get almost 3 weapons. Basically, you can get 3 weapons within 80 pulls. If you fail, it is what it is, but you still end up having a bunch of 6-star weapons that are going to be useful somewhere, right? So I guess it's like a little bit of a hybrid. The gacha in this game always makes me feel like it's a little bit of it's like a roller coaster, like, oh, that's good. Ew, that's bad. Oh, that's good. Well, that's cringe. Well, oh, that's really good. Well, I hope they fix this. So I don't know how they do that, but it's pretty funny. Now, so this is basically how it works. It's a 4% chance of being a 6-star weapon. It's a 25% chance to be the rate up. You can fail multiple times until 80 PT. At 80 PT, it's guaranteed. You get a 6-star, every 3 consecutive issues, and 1 issue is 10 pulls. So every 30 pulls, you get a 6-star. And if you don't get it, a 6-star is guaranteed on every 4th. So you can get basically, if you're super unlucky or mega ultra unlucky, you are getting a 6-star extra weapon during your 80 pulls. You're getting the guaranteed on 80, and then you're getting something at 4 on the 40 PT. Last thing that I want to mention is the quota exchange. When you're getting like you're pulling characters, you get like a 5-star or a 6-star, you do get these quotas. And as you can see here, a 6-star operator is going to give you 50 quotas, a 5-star operator duplicate, is going to give you 50, and a duplicate of a 5-star is going to give you 10. So eventually, after you get all of your 5-star characters maxed out, eventually, like in a couple of patches maybe, then you're going to have these like gradually filling up, and you can buy useful things here. You can buy copies of characters that are cycle every 10 days. Then you can get this is a crown to master your one of your skills that you want. This is a normal pool that you can use, you know, and these are like very useful and very rare end game materials. I don't know if this changes depending on your account. I don't know if you can see these. And then you have like obviously some I believe it's 4 or 5 discounted current rate up pulls. So keep that in mind. All these materials are really useful and really needed. So it is really nice to have like as an option here. Now you have the AIC quota, which is basically a exchange for the dupe itself. The dupe itself, if you overcap, let's say I have 34 copies of Akekuri, I can basically exchange them for these quota. And then with the quota now I can buy even more materials. These are useful because you can just skip some stamina usage and skip a little bit of like quality of life in terms of like how many days you need to build these characters by buying the remaining materials. For example, if I buy this, I am basically skipping like 5 days of stamina usage because it's gonna give me a ridiculous amount of heavy cast dive, which is needed for leveling up characters from 60 to 80, unlocking the characters from 60 to 80 and from 80 to 99. Really, really important. These also are really important. For example, I need them for level 99 mastery. And these are for whales only, so I wouldn't really worry about these. This is just like when you're getting a max potential 6-star operator. It's the only point when you are getting the endpoint quota, so I wouldn't really give a fuck about this. You can basically get a free extra 6-star if you're whaling like there's no tomorrow. The credit store is also something that you eventually build up, but it's besides the gacha, and this basically scales with the amount of stuff that other players are doing with you. Are they selling you stuff? Are you getting like any rewards? It just gradually claims materials and gradually claims these coins, and you have like a daily reward for the beta test. I don't know if this is gonna be 800 every day. We'll see. Might not be that. Might be inflated for the beta test. And this excess credits reset timer resets every day, so you need to like buy the materials. Otherwise, you miss the leftovers. Now, that is pretty much it about the gacha. Now, the only question left is whether or not you should use or not your origeometry and convert them into ore barrel. The problem is that if you want to do that, it's 1 for 75. But you can use the origeometry, which are very scarce, by the way. They're not scarce, but they're finite. So the problem is that you can also use them to refresh your stamina. So what do you want to do? Do you want to use them to finish your pulls, or do you want to use them to refresh your stamina? I feel like it might be better early on to just save them and decide what to do on the fly. Like, do you want to use them to like finish a level up, get to a level cap, or get to a threshold to get another zone? You know, it might be more useful in that way rather than convert them into the pool currency, because you need 500 for one singular pool, and you're wasting like 5 or 6 to get one pool, while you could just easily get 400 stamina worth of exchange if you were to use the other method, right? If you were to exchange for stamina. So this is, I believe, is very important to not mess it up. It's going to be a separate video, but here's a little bit of a tip. Don't mess it up, because you have finite amount, especially if you're free to play. You don't really want to mess them up. Save them, use them sparingly. Don't really think about using them on the gacha at all, in my opinion. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, that is pretty much it about the gacha. This is literally all we know about the gacha and all there is to know about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like the system? Do you want to see something changed? Do you have any questions? Did I forget anything? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.